Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Gaming Spiral. I'm your host, Percy the Jester, and today we have quite a treat for you with Throt, the Unclean of the Skaven from Total Warhammer 3. I have a very particular goal in mind for today's video, where we assemble Throt's Avengers. And I hear you. What could we possibly need this massive military might and genetic ingenuity for? Well, I'll tell you, the forces of chaos and naked men. Here we start this campaign, and this game tries to tell me that I don't know how to be a rat by giving me this lousy ass tutorial. After checking my team's initial setup, we get started on stomping this guy out with our great first army. Even though it says Pyrrhic Victory auto-resolve, trust me, that's just the Skaven experience. Here I start off this battle with a very wise move, which is moving my cavalry with Vanguard deployment off to the side so that after they engage me and I get Throt summons in there, we can ambush them from the side and destroy their ranged units with cavalry. After leading their infantry into an incredibly decisive and incredibly disadvantageous position and distracting their like longer ranged units with our longer ranged units and stuffing summons into their firing lines, we managed to pull back from Pyrrhic Victory to just a regular victory. Which is quite the Skaven upgrade, if I might add. Do enjoy this positive KD ratio and a non-Pyrrhic victory, because even with actually playing out the battles, it's probably going to be one of the only times that happens. After curb stomping that army, we need to start taking cities, so I resort to the Skaven base of destroying walls before I even get my army in there to siege. And here we can see again, base garrison for a city. I have to encircle it because Throt and Skaven in general are just so frail that the auto-resolve hates them. Here you can see I really needed to try and apply some pressure, so I did the best that I could in recruiting a full army of just other Skaven slaves and Skaven slave slingers to try and help me siege down this settlement.
I won't let you blow this. What kind of place is this?
That's right, even after doing a battle where they sallied out to fight me with a Lord, 4 units, and then the garrison, I still had to take a Pyrrhic Victory auto-resolve with 2 armies still having over 1,000 units left to try and break the city. Just the Skaven experience, I guess. Now, when I laid out the groundwork for the plan as assembling Throt's Avengers, I didn't give any specifics, but I do have some for you. Throt, being able to genetically mutate his units, can basically make super units, and I want to use this mechanic to basically mimic my own set of super soldiers and try and push through the Chaos Horde and the Russian Gothniks imitating Joseph Stalin with that. So that leaves the questions. Which Avengers are we going for? Well, I have Throt as Captain America, Gorich as Hulk, a set of Night Runner slings as Black Widow, and an assassin that is basically Hawkeye. Not to mention the wonderful amounts of rat ogres that we have. That will probably be an equivalent to Thor. Then, like any single MCU-other Avengers type situation, we have to have cannon fodder be part of the Avengers in S.H.I.E.L.D. Yes, of course, I am talking about the Storm Vermin and Skaven slaves. On the topic of mass sacrifice, I have my second army recruiting inside of this village, and my rat instincts tingled, so I decided to move both of my armies together, and there you have it. Good old leukemia cue ball head over there declared war on me. And oh boy, would you look at that, despite attacking me in a settlement with a garrison and several upgraded units and 2 armies, valiant defeat, high casualty auto-resolve. What a miracle. And you know what? I had to suffer through this entire hell and actually had to do this battle twice. I had to rematch it due to some serious outplay, so I'm going to show you a sped up, unaltered like cut or anything of the battle, just so you can see what fresh hell I went through to win this fight.
I have a question for God. Why?
Oh look, after curb stomping her Make-A-Wish kid for a little while, this Snow Queen decides to run up on us and try and do her best impression of Joseph Stalin, death marching her armies into us. Okay, yeah, no, that's fine, Catherine, go ahead, take it, I'll just take the settlement back from you later, it's perfectly fine, it's not like there's a rebellion army also right there, and my other army wasn't quite made yet. No, it's fine. Oh, wow, Norska also wants to take a bite out of me. Oh boy, what a treat, I just feel like the most specialist little rat there is. Oh, thank you, Rat Jesus. You really are looking out for me now. I finally caught you after sieging one of my settlements, you raggedy bitch. Here is a neat little trick that you can pick up. So this guy is hiding out just close enough to the garrison to get back up to where it would be him and the garrison versus me. But here's a trick you can do. Since he's not in the settlement, I can use my secondary commander with the worst army to siege it so that the garrison can't come out to help him, and then fight him 1v1 with my strong army. Even though it says that the arrow for backup is still there, you see the garrison isn't reinforcing him. And I still get my reinforcements all the same, despite them actively laying siege to the settlement.
Yes. Yes.
In case you were wondering how Throt is shaping up with the experience in the battles that he's won, this is what he's looking like. It's got indomitable, thick skin, and the charge benefits early on so that things can do damage before they die, don't rout immediately, and I get a little bit of extra movement. I can also start working towards Throt's upgrades for his summon ability, where it's rat ogres and other things instead of regular Skaven slaves. And not to mention the Warlock Engineer and his army is being turned into basically Doctor Strange, almost knowing every spell castable from the Warlock Engineer handbook. Thank goodness I finally get this settlement back after Katerin took it from me. This has been a pain in the ass to get back after getting rid of 4 armies routing through my territory like it was an Arby's and they were alcoholics. I would like to take this moment of Azazel declaring war on me to try and ask that if you're enjoying what you've seen and heard and would like to see or hear more from me, or similar to other games or whatever, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. It would help me out a lot figuring out like what people want to see from me and give me good directions to go in. With that out of the way and said, it is now time to go for our big swing. It is time to recruit the hot stepper himself for the Skaven, Mr. Gorich.
Hit it! Na 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 na. Here come the hot sniper. I'm the lyrical gangster. Big up the crew in the area. Still love it like that. No, we don't die. Yes, we multiply. Anyone press will hear the fat lady sing.
Gorich is so strong that as a level 14 Skaven hero, he is more powerful than most entire single units that we have access to. When I say Gorich is the Lord Killer of the Skaven lineup, you should understand that I am telling the truth. Here we engage in the age-old cheese tactic, which the Skaven love, of course, of posting all my units right up outside of the enemy fresh spawn while the enemy units line up and my reinforcements line up as well. It just takes a little bit of time and patience, but we can swarm down the reinforcements before the main army meets us most of the time. All according to plan. Looks like we held out long enough. Now comes for a problem though. I cannot right-click the enemy lord with Gorich because the enemy lord is a flying unit. So what I end up doing is throwing Gorich at chaos giants and stuff, and he wins 9 times out of 10. In case anyone is curious about the difference that Gorich makes, I would like to point out that our KD ratio is not only positive here, but we actually had roughly the same number of units in both armies and still came out absolutely dumpstering the opponent. I'm gonna break a hard truth to you right now. I don't win this campaign despite my efforts. I even got a couple of super soldier type units online. In this army, I have a rat ogre unit that has 5 mutations that basically make them unbreakable, incredibly fast, massive charge bonus, and have good spell resistance. I've also got a Legion of Renown in there. I've got banners handed out to my strongest unit. I have a Night Runner Slinger unit that has 5 mutations on it that makes it one of my deadliest ranged units, even over a unit of Rattling Gunners. It is incredibly devastating, the types of advantages and modifications I have on my units, and we stack them all into this fight to give the Legions of Ecstasy one last hurrah, curb stomp them before they finally grind me down. So if you would like to join me in that experience, I will narrate this entire battle on maybe 2 to 4 times speed on the slower, more boring parts, so that we can see exactly how I use this army of mixed garbage cannon fodder and Avenger level super soldier to resist the Legion of Ecstasy. Sure, as you can see and have noticed during my last explanation of what we're doing here, I was having kind of a moment trying to imagine how to defend this place from the incredible onslaught I was about to suffer. Now the strategy begins. I put my weakest units and my Great Lord killers towards the back. I leave some Skaven slaves on control points in case their flying units just decide to rush my stockpiles. And then I keep all my like barrel stuffed, incredible, like monstrous units off to the other side from my lords so that they can hold that side and I don't have to worry about them breaking. Whereas the side with my weakened units and a lot of my infantry, I keep on the side with my lords so that I can keep refreshing their leadership aura. Here you can see the enemy lord opens with dumping tons of spells onto that front line, and I retort by throwing 4,000 rocks at his head and placing down that piercing ballista tower to sharpshoot him from there. It goes pretty well. His barrier disappears practically instantly, but so does my front line, and it turns out that he actually has some decent missile resistance because he's not losing health practically at all from being pelted like this. I'm not exactly sure why. Normally this deletes lords pretty quickly, but I guess it's just because he's small and flying, they can't hit him very well. Also, something that needs to be brought up is Throt's ability to summon. If you don't know, Throt's ability to summon units aside from the army ability can be improved by research. The normal summon for Throt is just normal clan rats, but Throt specifically gets upgraded with monstrosities. It starts out with just rat ogres, and then it evolves into, I think it even eventually summons a brood abomination, which puts in a lot of work. Here we have to really try and do our best to hold this point because it seems like this is where a lot of the flying units and lord reinforcements are coming in. So I keep Gorich, I keep my warlock engineer, and I keep Throt here. Since they don't seem to be pushing from this direction, I send that army over to attack their back line, do the best that they can. This whole time, that tower up there is just shooting anything that it can. Flying units, grounded units, lords. I've got a lord over there dying to Throt in melee combat. It's just like, oh, I'm sorry, I forget. I have 2 towers over here. Then comes the hardest decision of the entire campaign. Throw Gorich completely into enemy lines and sacrifice him to kill one of the last enemy lords in existence. His whole life's goal was to run in there, draw aggro, and do everything he could to put damage on the board so Throt can kill that lord. This is basically the big last gamble of the fight and leads to total victory at the sacrifice of the goat himself. Rest in peace, Gorich. After sacrificing the goat himself for a victory over all of the lords, we did our best to micromanage our surviving units and constantly pop every single ability that Throt had on repeat to get him to keep pushing through infantry over and over and over again, to the point where I'm pretty sure that he managed to actually outpace the rest of our units in enemies slain, if I'm remembering correctly. Well, would you look at that, Throt putting 117 kills up on the board. That's no small feat. That's almost one of the entire armies by himself. Probably most of the kills are being attributed to the rat ogre summons that he has and the AoE self blast that he has. Not to mention that it gives leadership, so he actually helped a lot of our infantry stay in the game longer because he hands out leadership like Tic Tacs. Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me for this video, and again, please, if you did enjoy your time, like, comment, subscribe. I plan on doing more of this stuff, and it would help me understand how many people want me to do more of this stuff and help keep me motivated. So thank you and good night.